So we're here with Nick Luisi, the owner of Roslyn Social, and obviously Roslyn. But fun fact about Nick and me, I was Nick's bat boy when he was a star at Holy Trinity High School for baseball. So I always looked up to him, and I'm very excited to be interviewing him now. It's like interviewing Mickey Mantle.
Yeah, Mickey Mantle. I've known you longer than I think I've known anybody.
I know.
How was Tim as a bat boy, Nick?
The best, actually. He really was a good bat boy.
Yeah?
Honestly. Then he grew into a fine young man, so
Yeah.
we say that it happened at Holy Trinity.
Of course, yeah. And you can't see my office, but I have a whole Holy Trinity wall. We got Bernetti up there, so if anyone's listening, shout out to Hondo, Bernetti, and everyone else at Holy Trinity that knows me and Nick.
Big shout to Hondo.
Yeah, he deserves anything good in our life. It's all because of
You know
Hondo.
what, though? I got to find a picture of us.
What do you mean?
Of us.
I know.
I'm
be
not on there,
featured.
so I think I have a picture of us.
All right, yeah, we got to put it up on the wall. Well, I don't have my bat boy pictures up there. I just have my
No, I know, but it's just, it's the beginning. It was a beginning.
beginning of a great thing over there.
That was nice of you to take a picture of him.
Thank you. And shout out to Anthony and Dan, Nick's brothers. Also great guys.
Great guys.
Probably not as good as you.
Dan's better. He's still involved.
Yeah. Good luck, Dan, at Holy Trinity over there coaching this year. All right. So as we said, baseball star turned restaurant owner at Roslyn Social. When did you guys open that?
So Roslyn Social I opened July 2019. Took about, I'd say, 4 months to kind of get the renovating and, get it to where we wanted it to be. And we opened it up as a sports bar. That was kind of the idea. Obviously, being involved in sports my whole life and thinking that, that's kind of like the best way to go in that area because if you guys are familiar with Roslyn, it's very fine dining, so there's nothing really to hang out, no place to really hang out and just kind of relax, So that was kind of the idea, what we tried to go with. We put something nice together. We put all these TVs in there. We had a lot of athletes come through. And then obviously, fast forward real quick to 7 months later is COVID. But, before that it was rocking. We had a nice little vibe of a sports bar turned into kind of like a mix of like a lounge nightclub at the end of the night. And we kept that going for a while. And then again, we all got affected by that one elephant in the room.
We'll get to that pain in the ass in a
We're
little bit.
talking of that quickly. Me and Tim went to Roslyn Social a couple of months ago now.
Yeah, in the winter, right?
It was in the winter.
Was that brunch?
We
Yeah.
loved it. Yeah, we came
Great
for brunch.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I wasn't too familiar with Roslyn. So was it when you were kind of like first on that hunt for a location? Was it always Roslyn? Did you look at a bunch of places first? Like what came first? Like the idea? Did you find the spot and then the concept came around?
So putting it together was growing up. Once I was done playing baseball, I got right into hospitality. I didn't necessarily know that I wanted to own a restaurant. I just knew that I wanted to be around people and kind of, events was kind of my thing. I started off in catering, doing weddings and stuff like that, and then it kind of just progressed to a la carte restaurants, fine dining restaurants, and then I was in the city at a club, and I was
and
like,
you were planning the events, like that was your kind of role with that?
Well, I was more of a manager.
Okay,
but of the establishment itself. But then I said, I got to get back into the restaurant business and kind of just slow life down. Well, it doesn't really slow life down, but you think in your head it might slow life down. But I got back into the business, and the first thing was I used to run a restaurant in Roslyn. So I was familiar, my partner also, very familiar with the area, right? So the people around there, I'm from the North Shore of Long Island, so, I'm from Bayville, Locust Valley, so, not too far from Roslyn. So that was kind of the idea. If we could find a place that's in that general area, then we can pull people that we know, to kind of make the place go a little bit, give it a little push, right? This place came about. It's a very unique building. I mean,
definitely is.
Definitely,
That's what
definitely
strikes
unique.
you right away.
So, I know in the process of us trying to get the place, there was obviously a lot of other people looking at it.
What was it before? Was it always?
It was a Greek restaurant. They were there for like, I'd say 7-8 years maybe. They had a good run. They had a couple other restaurants, but they all closed down, whatever reason it was. I'm not really sure. But then, once we found this place, again, there was other people looking at it. And one of the challenges that came up was that there was no parking. So like a lot of people kind of shied away from it. Yeah. But in my head, I was thinking that, well, if I'm going to do nightlife, parking shouldn't be a problem because especially now, we get Uber and all that stuff. So
yeah, even us, like at the end of the night, it looks like an Uber's like stop out
yeah,
front,
it's not even it's not even a big deal. I mean, I could see it for the restaurant before because they were a full service restaurant.
Of course,
and when you have full service like that, and it's a little bit more fine dining with the service aspect, of course, of also, your customers tend to be a little bit older. They expect valet parking.
Need that valet, right?
So I tried to stay away from that because I knew that there wasn't really going to be the crowd that I was going for, and it wasn't going to be the crowd that was going to, be affected by it.
Fun fact about parking in Roslyn, I got a parking ticket the day we went there.
On the Sunday.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
a Sunday, right?
Yeah, I parked in the lot. I think it was for like...
Did you back park?
It was
I back
back
parked.
Yeah, they'll get you
It
for that.
wasn't
Motherfucker.
intentional.
It could be
yeah.
free parking, and they hunt for that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like...
Registration,
I
inspection,
just
everything.
remember that. I don't think I ever paid it.
Well,
but
give it to me.
All right,
I'll go walk it
I'm
over.
all right, all right. I have a truck. You have to back park,
I do it all the time. I back park. But I
Yeah.
tell the guy, listen, if you give me a ticket, that's
Yeah, right
you
across
know,
the street.
no more water for you.
All right.
But yeah, for anyone who hasn't been to Roslyn Social yet, it's like as a first time impression, it's like this picturesque like North Shore town, and then Roslyn Social itself is like this sick like island bar when you first get in, and then when we went, you were just kind of setting up. Obviously, it was the winter, but you were setting up like the rooftop space as well. You've got like the private room upstairs.
Yeah. So the
It
unique
really is
thing
an
about
awesome
that building,
setup.
exactly, is that there are so many. It's like
It's a little like here, because we've got like private rooms that you never know about, and
Yeah.
this and that. It's a
got
really cool
different.
space.
It's almost like different spaces, in one building. I have the rooftop, which is rocking when it's nice out.
Yeah.
And then along that with the second floor, I have two private rooms basically up there.
Mhm.
One for about 10 to 15 people, which is like a super little VIP room, and then I have a larger one that holds about 40 people. And then obviously the main floor, which is when you
Yeah.
first walk in.
Yeah, it's cool when there's little nooks and crannies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And like you said, when you walk in, then you showed me and Ruby around. It's like, you got this, you got this. It's a great place if anyone's trying to do a catering event, check out Nick up there, 'cause especially the rooftop.
Yeah, no, the rooftop. I mean, I have parties now. I can combine. I don't have crazy space to do 150 people, but
Yeah.
I can do 80. If it's a nice day, and I can do inside and outside. Upstairs and then downstairs. Like for example, I have a fundraiser coming up. I expect probably 100 and something people there,
Yeah.
but it's going to be the whole place. So it's going to be a good time. I did a cigar event a couple of weeks ago. I had 50, 60 people all outside.
Yeah.
So I could fit people out there. It just depends on the kind of party.
Got ya.
But the space itself is, the crazy part about that building is that the kitchen is in the basement,
Yeah.
right? But it's a big ass kitchen,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's good and bad.
Yeah. That's good though. Like ours is in the basement. It saves space
Sure.
for
Okay.
like tables and stuff.
Yeah.
It's great. So you said you had a partner. Who was that?
My partner Sal, he owns 388.
Uh-huh.
So they're right on Willis Avenue. They're in Roslyn,
Cool.
So they're family style Italian. They obviously do a great job. They've been there forever. Yeah. So I mean, it's nice that we're both in the same town.
Mm-hmm.
And again, when we first opened up, at Roslyn Social, we kind of kept the food separate. They do family style Italian. We were going to do more of a sports bar kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
Burgers and chicken sandwiches and stuff like, and wings, which sold like crazy. And then again, I'll skip forward to COVID, but when COVID hit, the two main things that I had going for me at the restaurant, the sports and bar, they
Right.
they weren't there anymore.
Yeah.
There was no more sports, and the bar scene was kind of like you couldn't sit at the bar. You guys know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
Oh my
the
God.
challenge.
No fun, really.
There was
Yeah.
there was really no fun.
Yeah.
It was more stress for any of us
Yeah.
because we're running around. I'm trying to tell people to sit down and put their masks on. They're just trying to just hang out.
We,
I know.
And I
we know
get it,
that feeling
know.
very well.
But the stress that they put on us just to kind of perform our
Yeah.
normal task. I didn't want to be the police.
Exactly.
How many like not regular months did you get before you opened?
It was July we opened up, and then March we closed. So we closed for 2 months, March 16th or whatever the date was, and then we reopened mid-May. And from that point, it was kind of the summer was coming around, so the weather was kind of getting a little bit nicer, and we bought 3 slushy machines. And it was 6 heads each, or 2 heads each, so we had 6 total. We did 6 different flavors, and we were just slinging slushies.
Yeah, to go things, yeah.
We were slinging slushies to go, is kind of get us through May. And then I think it was probably June 6th, 7th, whatever the exact date was. If I remember that, that's pretty
Yeah.
crazy. But
I have no memory of it at all. I don't know when.
it was a blur, but
I
I
know.
remember the dates. I'm like, we
Yeah.
got to wait till June 7th
Yeah,
or
you're
6th
right.
to open up. Okay. But I had a rooftop,
Mm-hmm.
so a combination of things happened then. I had I had only an outdoor space where I didn't have to put a tent. I didn't have to do any of that stuff
Yeah, it
to
was nice.
kind of build an outdoor space. It was already there for me. And then I had the city was closed. So everybody from the city had to come this way.
Yeah.
You know,
And they all
everybody
live
at
in
the
the
time
North
was,
Shore.
everybody at the time was searching for outdoor restaurants to go to. You know, I had the rooftop, and I knew that if these people were now going to come in, you know, from different areas that weren't familiar with the sports bar, because that's what I was, the good thing is I was new enough to be able to, like, pivot.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't set in, like, I wasn't an Italian restaurant. I wasn't an Asian restaurant. I wasn't, like, set in what I was.
Yeah.
You know, so I made a little pivot. I we got a new chef. We changed the menu, and we went dinner focused. I even changed the music. Like, I was doing stuff to bring in, like, the older crowd. Like, I was playing doo-wop. I was playing Sal. Sal CDs going all over the place, like Frank Sinatra everywhere. But, like, I was trying to get a crowd that would come in and eat dinner.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
You had to, yeah.
And, I put on more fish entrees. I put on, real, like, almost like Italian-style food.
Yeah.
You know? And it worked.
Well, you're talking about the food. Like, do you handle more of the food and the drink, or you're more like the business and operation side, or a little bit of everything?
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, I have a good floor manager, so he handles the staff on the floor, and and I'll just go around and talk to people. But more on the back end, I am, because now it's almost like, how do you stay creative and keep moving forward, because we don't know what the hell's gonna happen.
Exactly.
Right. And the sad part is that, and we're all in the business, right?
Yeah.
We can be on top of our game, and
Yeah.
we've seen that means crap, right?
Exactly.
Because one day somebody over somewhere else can say, "Hey, you guys are closed," and we didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It's not our fault. What did we do?
Well,
So
it's good you were able to pivot, and I think a lot of people didn't. Even we did. Like, we don't really do that much food and stuff. Like, we do concerts and, like, chicken fingers, and then we started doing, like, a brunch and Italian
And the
dinners
slushies.
too.
I never want to see another slushie again.
Yeah. Sidewalk.
I don't even like the
slushy.
machine anymore. I hate them. I hate the
How's
machine.
it downstairs somewhere gathering dust now?
My dad, as the boss here, was like, maybe when we really reopen, we'll, like, do a lot of food. I was like, no. I was like, it's hard. It's
a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's
It
more
is.
expensive.
It is. It's
It's
a pain
more
in the ass.
work, less money. But no, I was gonna get to that. Like, how'd you survive? But you told us you pivoted, you changed.
Yeah, like I made the pivot, and then that was in June when I, like, put all of that into place. And then just as the summer went on, we were able to capture more people, and I got more regulars, from that have never been to the restaurant before. People from Queens that now still come all the time.
Good.
And people
That's
from
awesome.
Massapequa and, all over the place, Suffolk County, like deep in Suffolk County, would come to the restaurant, and they still come, which is really, really a cool thing, because they came for the food.
Yeah.
Because they didn't even know it as a sports bar.
Yeah.
They just knew it as a restaurant at that time.
Well, that's what we were saying too. Like, I went there because I saw it looked like a fun vibe, and I know you, but, like, the food was really great. And, like, I have some stomach issues. I should be gluten free, and you had options for that, and even for brunch. Like,
Well, we're in Roslyn.
yeah, you got
Yeah, you better have a lot of options for people in Roslyn.
But it's really nice, and the food was great. But, like, I was gonna tell you today, like, when we went, it was like brunch. It was during COVID, so there was some rules. It was like, but, like, we had a fun time even with rules. Like, you created a good atmosphere, at least for the brunch, and I'm sure for dinner too, as well as good food. So I think maybe the pivot helped you.
So what? Getting to the brunch, I never did brunch.
Yeah.
I never did it before.
Mm-hmm.
And Sundays were an okay day for us. It was like, people would come in, but they watch football.
Yeah.
But then whatever, there's no football and nobody came out to watch the games. So it was November. It was right before Thanksgiving when I was like, okay, I got to figure out how to get a Sunday, party going, because everyone is going to be freaking out at night. Because we had the curfew at the time. It was like whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know when the curfew ended, but we had a curfew.
It was 10. It was
you
pretty
couldn't be out
early.
late at night. So I said, okay, well, if we have a party in the day, like, who should get that mad?
Exactly, yeah.
Who's going to be upset if the sun is out, right? And
Yeah.
we're having a party. So then I said, okay, I'm just going to put a set menu out there. Everybody's going to, the way that I do my brunch is everybody gets a bottle of champagne,
Yeah.
each person. So at the table. So it's just, it's
was
a
great,
party,
yeah.
but it's, it's fun.
Yeah. There was a bunch of birthday parties. there
Yeah,
and
so I put a
everything. We were
DJ
there.
on, and it just, those Sunday brunches became better than, like, my Fridays and Saturday dinners sometimes combined.
Wow.
Like, it was just crazy. And then I had 2 seatings. I started with 1 seating. I had 2 seatings. I used to switch DJs. I have 2 DJs, for the day. And my Sunday, I would like tell people that were walking in, I'd be like, this is a party day.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
like if you have kids,
Prepare
just
yourself.
hold.
Yeah.
Like, just hold
Yeah,
till
for
like maybe 8 o'clock if you want to go in for dinner. But just wait, because from 1 o'clock to like 7, there's going to be a lot of crap going on.
Yeah.
But the hardest part about that too was making sure everybody was following the rules.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
You know?
Well, that was brunch was felt like the only thing that really fell comfortably into the guidelines without it being too compromised.
Yes.
You know, because people are more inclined to sit. Like that was, we were drawn to like the same conclusion, and you know, I tried to replicate the same thing here, and it definitely worked for the time because it was
Oh
the
yeah, no, it
kind
worked.
of the only thing you could do.
Yeah.
Well, it's
that
kind of
was
like
it.
naturally seated too. Like you're sitting there eating. So
It's
Yeah.
like it works when they first get there,
yeah, yeah.
and
Yeah.
then like anything,
And then it's just
once they start drinking a little bit and they feel the music and the beat, you're
Mhm.
gonna get up. It's just like it is what it is. Like
Exactly.
you're gonna get up.
We had
you know?
SOA. Don't listen to this. We had like a group of kids. You know, then they got drunk and they're like, they started getting up, dance like you said. I was like, guys, when the pandemic's over, I'm like, you could jump off the stage for all I care. I'm like, can you please just sit down? And like, I don't want to be that guy. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't listen to me either. And like,
Pretty
you don't have
much the
security.
antithesis of what we did.
Yeah.
We had to implement.
And you
but-
can't have like security guards on. So like, I don't
Yeah.
know, but everything
I mean, I
was
had
all right.
bouncers like standing like at the door, and I'd be like I didn't want to tell them as the owner of the restaurant. I
Yeah.
didn't want to be like, sit your ass down. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? Like I didn't want to be like that.
Yeah.
It was a
it's,
tough
But at
fine
times
line.
I had to be like that.
Yeah, I know.
And
Yeah.
like they're like, why are you being mean? I'm like, I'm not. I'm just
Yeah.
trying to not lose my business.
Yeah,
you
it's like
know?
as a bartender, you know, immediately you want to be accommodating, and someone's coming up to the bar, and I'm thinking, I'm about to have to yell. I'm
Yeah.
about to.
No,
it's the worst.
the first thing in my head is like, okay, I
Yeah.
see a group of people come in, and I'd be like, okay, which person out of this group am I gonna have to yell at
Yeah.
first? You know, who's going down?
Yeah,
It was really an
it's rough.
impossible task they
Oh, it
made
really
us do.
was. I mean, I just hope it. You know, they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's to that.
Yeah.
So in terms of like adapting your menu and stuff, I'm quite surprised at the well, not at the pivot because obviously that was like practical, but I got the impression again, like from your menu and everything, that you were like you're obviously like passionate about the food side as well. Like we've seen the News 12 clip and like the Italian sushi and all that. Are you involved in like the putting the menu together, or do you leave that to your chef?
Oh no, I that's me. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
So
mean, we
what-
do it
what's
together.
your background
but
like with food? Because obviously being in catering,
I'm not a chef. I'm not. You know, I
Yeah.
don't have a background in.
Because we've
in,
had
in
Anthony
making.
on the podcast from Balata, so
Yeah.
yeah, you know we've had the big guns.
I know he's the big gun. I know.
Yeah.
He's the best. He really is the best.
He's
Yeah,
he,
awesome.
re- he really
Yeah.
is the best. I miss you. You're the
Yeah.
best.
We'll go out
Um,
sometime there. We'll go out there.
But you know, just I guess growing up in an Italian family, we just eat.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
right.
so I guess
Just
we just
part and
eat. We go out to
parcel.
eat a lot. You know, I'm always in restaurants.
Yeah.
You know, that's a big thing too for me. Like, you know, you got to go out. When I first opened the restaurant, I was there, you know, from open to close 7 days a week.
Right.
You never really get to see anything else, right?
Right.
So you're stuck there and you're trying to make the place run. But sometimes when you're stuck there trying to make the place run, you lose
Sight of
Yeah.
other-
you lose
yeah.
sight of other things. You know, so once COVID hit, you know, I kind of I had an operation, but that after that operation, I kind of like said, all right, I got to step back a little bit from this restaurant and be
Yeah.
able to go see things and try and change stuff, because if I don't see it out at another place, I'll never, you know, I could think about it, but I got to see it in action,
Yeah.
Right.
you know. And then you know, the sushi was something that it must have been like 10 years ago. So my cousin and myself, we were sitting down one day, and you know, we love food, and we love Italian food, and we love sushi. So
Yeah.
we said, why don't we like make a combination of this? You know, we should open a cafe one day.
Yeah.
You know, we just young kids like trying to figure it out. And then finally, I had the platform to do it.
Right.
You know, so I built this sushi menu. You know, an Italian sushi menu. You know, so it's basically you walk into a deli, and whatever, you know, you want an Italian hero, you
Yeah.
put in a sushi roll. You know,
Right.
and so I put 8 things together on a menu, and I have one of them on the menu all the time, and then the other ones I used to do on Wednesdays, but you know, now I kind of like do it if somebody wants it, I'll
Right.
make it for them, whatever it is, because it's not that hard to do, and I make it.
Yeah.
You know, so like there's a roll on there, it's a Nicky Lou roll, which is named after me, obviously, and I make it all the time. Like I just love making it. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fun. And then I have a Primavera roll, which is all vegetable. I must make like 2 or 3 of those a day. I just like sit down there and roll it, and then
Yeah.
I just like I cut it up and eat it for myself. I just eat it. So that's fun. But the food, again, I'm not a chef. I didn't come from a food, you know, cooking background, but
No
just
culinary school.
being
and s-
involved
yeah.
in the restaurant business, and mostly Italian restaurants, obviously. we are passionate about food.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll tell you who has good food and who doesn't.
Right.
Although I'm not that good at that because I like to eat anything.
Yeah.
So but I enjoy the food part of it because it is creative.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
What happened with us is that before the sushi, what actually got Roslyn Social popular during COVID was that I made this drunken chicken sandwich.
Right.
So the drunken chicken sandwich it's vodka sauce on a chicken sandwich.
Oof.
It's chicken
Yeah.
parmesan with vodka sauce.
Yeah.
And I put it on ciabatta, and it took off.
Mhm.
It was in the Newsday thing, top 100 things, whatever. And it was that simple, and then I saw other people starting to do it, and I was like, at least I did something,
Yeah.
Everyone steals
I
everything.
still do it
Yeah.
all the time, and it's my number one selling thing.
Wow.
And then probably 2 months after that, I'd say September, when I changed the menu to really have a full menu on there, I made it into an entree. I do it over cauliflower gnocchi, and it sells like crazy.
Yeah.
It's
You got to try new
So
things,
awesome.
and you can't be afraid to even be stupid or creative
Yeah.
if it sounds stupid, and that sells. And a couple girls will put on Instagram, look at this Italian sushi, and boom, and then a bunch of people are checking it out.
Yeah.
So
The News 12 thing was cool.
yeah.
I told them, I was like, listen, we should have did this 2 years ago
Mhm.
because I know that a lot of people are trying to do it now.
Yeah, I know.
But I remember when they first came in to interview me about it, must have been January. And then I told them, I said, just make sure you put it in the paper so that we have it was in here in January.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, it's fun though. It's I like when people play with other stuff, people's food ideas and things like that. It's the restaurant business, which I think should be how it should be, is, you have all these people in this business that obviously we went through all this crap together,
Yeah.
right? Why not help each other out and play off each other's food and ideas? Because, I talk about restaurants that I go to all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You Rob Key's, I go there all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Bellotto, I love going there.
Yeah.
Obviously 388 because it's right up the block. And
Yeah.
we're partners, so it's we go to all these restaurants, we promote all these restaurants.
There's enough money to go
There's room
around.
for everyone.
Yeah, we do that
it's
too.
good
We
when
try
you
to
build
go
a
everywhere.
community of food-based people because
Yeah.
they, or whether it's events, food, concerts, whatever it is. These people, we're all in hospitality.
Yeah.
So we all kind of try and piggyback with each other. There's no hate. I mean, I know I'll tell you this: if this was 30 years ago, there'd probably be a lot of people trying to put other people out of business
Yeah,
just because
yeah.
that's how the mindset was. I think it's a lot different.
different.
Now we got social media. Everybody's is liking people's pictures and liking their food ideas. And I like pizza from Manhattan. I like their picture. I'll go to Manhattan just to get the pizza just because
Exactly.
I saw it on social media. And I'll put it up that I went there.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I see it moving forward.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
the
how it
restaurant
should be.
business is not easy
No.
anymore, especially.
No.
So I think we all know that, and if the people that want to be in it, there's not many people like us, right?
Yeah.
Look, so I say it all the time. I'm 34, right? Yeah, I'll be 35 next week.
Oh, nice.
So there's not many people that age, in that age bracket, I guess, younger, a little bit older, that
Yeah.
really getting into the business anymore, right?
Yeah.
Because
It's
the end-
scary now.
yeah, it's scary now. At the
Yeah.
end, you saw all this crap with the restaurants, everyone's shutting down, this,
Mhm.
that, the other thing. Oh, who the hell wants to go into that?
Yeah.
Definitely.
But if you're in it, stay. Just keep rocking.
How do you, talking of social media, and this is just kind of me personally being interested, how do you run your social media at Ruslan? Is that all you? Have you got someone designated to do it?
I have somebody
What's
that does
your-
it with me, and I usually take the pictures of stuff,
Yeah.
and then I'll send it out to him, and he's always usually there every day anyway, so
Right.
he kind of does that, and he's very involved with. He has a radio show too. Soul Free, that's his network, and he kind of just keeps a lot of different types of people involved with it. He's very close with News 12 and all that, so we kind of just rock it that way. And anything that I think is important, I'll make this a priority. He puts up and he does it. So I mean, it could always be better. Anything can be better. So
Yeah.
it's just we keep trying to
I think
evolve.
you have a strong presence though, because I remember when you first opened, like you said, you were popping right away. You
Yeah.
had Robinson Cano there, and you
Yeah.
had great pictures, and you had a good vibe. I think when you opened pretty hot, I'd say.
We had, I think it was in March or February, whatever it was, at some point this year, there was a contest. It was a crap contest,
Mhm.
right? It was I don't know what it was. It was March Madness. It was a
Yeah.
March Madness bracket of restaurants,
Yeah.
right? And some girl put it on her social media, and we won,
Oh, nice.
right? But it was all because of social media. Like there was no like, I don't know. I think the restaurant I went up against in the championship was Prime, and I'm thinking like, I'm like Roslyn Social versus Prime. I was like, all right, fine, whatever.
Yeah, take it.
But I'll take it. But it was a 100% social media battle, and like I hit everybody. I said, vote, and we won.
Good.
But that's the power of social media.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, and any restaurant, any food dish, you know, anything that you put out there. It may not even be that good, but you put it out, and social media makes it great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's happened a lot. I've gone to restaurants where I've saw dishes, and I've been like, "Wow, I saw this dish," and then I had, I'm like,
some filter.
It's cool though. Like you don't have to spend money on like newspaper ads and ads on TV anymore. You could just have a very strong social media presence and get people there. You know.
Yeah.
You minored in
Restaurant management.
Restaurant management.
Yeah, I minored in business administration and restaurant management at St. John's. Yeah.
How would that did like that teach you a lot, or you think you learned mostly all from working, or?
I think that the experiences you have to have the experience, right? Oddly with me is that when I was younger, because I played baseball, so like that was like when you're an athlete playing baseball, you don't really think about anything else. Especially when I was at St. John's. When I was at St. John's, I was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to major leagues. Like, who the hell cares about what the hell's going on in school?
Yeah, I'm not going to class.
And then, oddly enough, I ended up with two minors. But I don't know how I did it, but I did. And that kind of like piqued your interest a little bit in what you could do. In the business, because things that I liked doing, was like arena management and like casino management and all this crap that, was all involved in the restaurant management, hospitality program at St. John's. But, once I got out, I worked for my father a little bit. And after that is when I got into hospitality, events. I worked at Roosters on the Bay. That was my first job, and I was doing weddings. I had no idea what the hell I was planning weddings. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to plan your wedding. And I was like a 22-year-old kid.
Wow.
They're getting married. And I'm like, this is $150,000. No, don't worry about it. I got it. It's fine. You want me to make your cake too? Yeah, I'll design your cake.
How was that? Was that stressful? Cause
it was stressful.
Bridezillas and stuff
that was stressful.
Like
that. They weren't that bad, but that business itself, maybe because I was at Russo's and, just Mr. Russo and the reputation that the place has for events and parties and weddings, it's one of the best, right? So in the way that he did everything, it made things a lot easier because everything was kind of scheduled out, and this had to be done this way, and on Thursdays was the meetings, and everything went in and everything was prepared.
Good systems.
Yeah, the system was great, and I learned a lot from him, but at the same time I saw how great that business was or could be, and then I left there. Hurricane Sandy. When Hurricane Sandy hit, obviously, we were all on the bay.
Yeah, wow.
Right?
Right.
So,
was that was your first full time right out of college?
No, my first my full time was when I worked for my father. We were in the city. He had a business, and then I had to. I was like, I can't. I got to get out of here. Now he helps me out at the restaurant, but then when I went there, that was my first job, kind of like away from the family, I guess, and I learned a lot. I learned a lot from him, Mr. Russo, and, just the business itself and the people that trained me and, the chefs there, they were awesome. And that place has everything. It's a bakery. It's everything.
Big operation, huh? I've never been there.
It's a big operation, and it's a great operation. He does such a good job. So it's not like, the people that run it were on the ball, And then Il Molino, the Italian restaurant, after Sandy, I applied for a job there, and I got the event coordinator job, whatever it was. And then quickly the manager left, and then I became the manager, and then it kind of just went from there. I was there for like 7 years or something like that, 7 years. So, that was an experience where I learned about the business of the restaurants. Because, I didn't have to deal with vendors before that. I was dealing with vendors and even payroll and all that crap. I didn't know it. I just learned it. I figured it out stuff. Because the system that they had put in place, because Il Molino's been around for 30 years. Yeah. Roosters on the Bay has been around for 30 years. So their systems have been there, and it just kind of like when I went into it, I learned how to do the system, and then that's how I learned how to do all the other things.
How was that transition for you going from because you weren't just a baseball player, you were captain, successful team. How was that transition for you from I hate to say it, like the cliche of like real world, but did you have that kind of, did you miss it a lot in that first?
Oh
like,
yeah.
year
Well,
out?
after playing, at St. John's, I tried to continue.
Right.
I had Tommy John surgery when I was there. I went to some tryouts, Phillies, Mets, all that stuff. It just never worked out, right? So it was funny though, because my dad, he drove me to a tryout one day. We were in Philadelphia. We were at the Double-A. We were at Double-A with the Phillies, and he was like, I was pitching, and the guy was like, "Listen," he's like, "You're a little bit old. You're 23 at the time, or 22, whatever it was." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Old?
crazy,
He's talking
right?
about, I feel great."
Yeah.
He's like, maybe a couple months down the road, just slim down a little bit, because I was like a bigger guy, muscular, and I wasn't like, And he was like, "I don't think so." So I got in the car with my dad. I'll never forget. I got in the car with my dad. I was like, "I'm good. I'm done."
Yeah, just
Like just like that.
No.
I was like, "I'm done." And baseball, like
Yeah.
baseball was my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there was nothing that I did. That's all I wanted to do. That's all I thought about. But it kept me in line, which was a good thing.
Yeah.
I didn't go crazy partying. Even in college, I didn't go like crazy.
Right.
I could have, but I
Those
didn't.
limits.
Well, it was St. John's too. Like where was I gonna go?
Dry season.
Where was I really gonna go at St. John's?
Well, I was going to
Um,
ask you about that. Like when you're in business and stuff, I feel it a little bit, and you're better and more competitive than me, I'm sure. Like, do you look at like business as like a team and competitive? Like, you probably learn a lot from baseball that transitions.
Oh,
I'd
I'm
imagine.
like
It seems as if you channeled it all into.
no, when the thing about me is that I kind of sit back a little bit and like observe things, and then when I see that there's something that comes up that either the challenge or needs to be fixed or whatever it is, I like a straight attack.
Yeah.
Like it's like there's no you can't tell me anything.
Yeah.
Or if somebody says something that I hear about the restaurant, and I'm like, I gotta blow this person out of the water. That's it.
Yeah.
Like
You can
that's it.
sense that,
They're
like,
done.
you
Like
definitely-
they're
yeah.
done. Like the
That's what I
intensity
said.
just like turns on. It's like 0 to 100. I'm boom.
Yeah.
And I'm done. I'm all at it. But like I try and let the people, the staff at least, and the people that are there, I try and let them work. Like in the beginning, I tried to do everything for everybody.
Yeah.
Like even now, like people walk up to me, they're like, "Hey Nick, the toilet paper's out." And I look at them like, "Yeah."
Fix it.
And
Yeah.
like, do you know where the toilet paper is? I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah. I'm like, okay, so why are you bothering me? Go fix the toilet paper. Like, do you need me
Right.
to go get the toilet paper for you?
Yeah.
Like, But so I started to like kind of just let them do their job, and I used to try and fix everything before it happened.
Yeah.
And now like I see if something's gonna happen, I try and let them get their way, fix it themselves, because they're adults. Everyone's adults, and I think that they can learn their job a little bit. So that's kind of like. But if I have to attack on something, I just like.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, "Why are you so angry and mad?" I'm like, "I'm not angry and mad. I just that was it."
It's just good competitive fire.
Yeah,
I
just
think.
competitive fire.
And obviously this year it hasn't been easy, or last year, whatever it was.
Well, it also makes everything like it's business, right? So you don't want to say it's personal, but it
Yeah.
is personal when you're gonna lose your business,
Yeah.
because it's personal. Like what the hell? Like
It's your home, it's
It's
your
my
money, yeah,
business.
yeah.
It's how I survive,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it became a personal thing where, especially during COVID, where it's like, okay, I got to do what I got to do to make this place pivot and move forward, because if I don't, no one's gonna help me.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
I could sit back and just lock the doors, and
And
that's like
give
the
up.
easy way. Null it up, as we say.
Yeah,
Null it up. But like it's the easy way to do it. But I went through a lot, COVID, because after COVID, I had this. I donated my kidney.
Yeah,
in frickin-
just for people that don't know.
in
Correct
September.
me if I'm wrong. Nick donated his kidney
Yeah.
to your dad,
To my
right?
father, yeah.
To save his life.
Yeah,
When was that? September?
it was a year ago. Yep, 11 months ago.
Right, like as COVID was like.
COVID was kind of like, it was like a break. There was like a break in COVID. It was like from I don't know, July to October was like the break in COVID.
Yeah.
So like the doctors told me that you had to do the surgery before November came around, because that was when COVID was going to come back.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was a whole other experience, because like we were in the middle of COVID,
Yeah.
and I found out that my dad, I knew my dad was on dialysis and all that, and he needed his kidney, but I didn't necessarily think that. I guess if it's your father, you always think that they'll be okay.
Yeah.
You always think, he'll figure it out. Like, he's older, he knows more,
Yeah, right.
And then one day my mom called me up in February. I remember it was in February, right before COVID shut everybody down.
Yeah.
And she was like, your father needs a kidney, like really bad, because if he doesn't get one, things are going to get bad. So I don't know what happened. Like, she said that to me, and then, like, I was like, all right, no problem, I got it. Like, right when I said that, like, I knew that I was going to do it.
Yeah.
You know, but I got tested in March. Everything shut down. Everything got pushed back. You know, and then I started going again for the tests in July and May or whatever it was. In May and June. And July, there was somebody that died that had a kidney match for my dad. And they passed away, and then my dad was, like, literally almost on his way to the hospital. And they called him up, and they, like, turned back around because the guy had COVID when he passed away.
Wow.
So, like, when you think about it, in New York, how many people passed away that are actually organ donors that died, and they labeled them having COVID, and all their all their organs were out. So you're talking about, like, however many thousands of people that passed away that could have saved someone else's life that they couldn't use their organs.
Oh, wow. I never thought of that.
Yeah, so, you know, it became this whole big thing. And, you know, I got COVID. I got COVID in April 2020. And then, you know, they didn't know if I was going to be able to do it. And I was like, I'm just doing it. My dad didn't even know. He had no idea.
Yeah.
He didn't know till I think it was like a week before the surgery.
That it was you?
Yeah, because he went in. I planned the surgery for September, I think it was September 8th or 9th, my brother's birthday. And
just take the shine.
Would have ruined that day, right?
Yeah.
And then they told him, hey, we have a donor for you, you know, and he's like, oh, that's great. When, you know, when's the surgery? And, like, it's your son. And he was like, oh, like, really?
Yeah.
You know, and that was like a week before the surgery. But then because of that, he pushed it back.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, did you tell the surgeon that you were okay with this? And he's like, no. I was like, well, you better tell the surgeon you're okay with this because it's going to happen. And then I pushed it back to September 29th. And then I was like, you better show up. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't show up, you're an idiot. And that was it.
Is there, like, risk associated with that? Like, with losing a kidney? Like, what is...
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
So basically, you know, they explained it like this. If you have 2 kidneys, and let's say they're 100%, you know, you take one away, it doesn't go to 50%. It's like 70, 75 function, you know, because it grows a little bit to, like, kind of take up, you know, for the missing. But there are plenty of people that I met that I didn't even know were kidney donors, organ donors. I had no idea. And they told me, you know, oh, you donated your kidney? Me too, 10 years ago. I was like, what?
Yeah,
I was like, I had no idea. And there was a lot of people that I met that either were born with one kidney and they didn't really know until a couple of years ago. I have another friend that he has 2 kidneys, but one of them stopped working 4 years ago. He didn't know until, like, must have been like 5 months ago.
Yeah.
He had no idea.
Wow.
So, like, which is kind of crazy, but, you know, people kind of, but now, yeah, I'm a little nuts. Like, now I'm running the marathon in November. Like, I'm just like, I got to go. Like,
so how long were you out?
2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks.
That's it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I went back to work with a cane and I was sitting down.
Yeah.
And, you know, my brother-in-law, you know, Joe, obviously, he was working there. He was running the show. You know, he did a good job. So I was fortunate that I had people that were around me to kind of take the place and watch it. I mean, I watched every day on the camera, but I was freaking out.
Yeah.
But, you know, that was the beginning of me trying to, like, let them do their thing.
Yeah.
You know, because I was away. You know, I couldn't really micromanage somebody because I was away.
You can't change the toilet paper with a cane and a
exactly.
kidney, you know?
So I was just kind of like, all right, do your thing and let's see how it shakes out. And everything went well. You know, when I went back, everything was smooth. I remember the first day I got back, though, I got into a fight with my chef, and I threw my cane across the kitchen. And I'm pretty sure I hurt myself, but I'm okay right now.
You're lucky he didn't fight you or something, you know. You were a little
I was hobbling around. I could have fell. I threw the cane. I didn't know. I think I kicked the garbage can, too.
There's no toilet paper in this place.
So you've had a crazy 2 years with Roslyn Social, huh?
It's been crazy 2 years.
Are you going to have a marathon party?
Yeah.
Definitely.
When is the marathon?
November 7th.
Nice.
How's your training going?
Great. I did 15 miles today.
Good for you.
And I'm pretty fast, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, this is what James.
It's the competitive coming back.
Mr. Lally.
I said how skinny you looked. I was jealous.
If you're listening, Mr. Lally. So he said, if you could run 15 miles in 8 minutes a mile, that's fast. I'm like, that's what I'm running right now. So it's pretty good. I don't know if I'm going to do that for 26 miles, but it's. My doctors tell me not to do it. I'll put that out there.
Right.
But I'm just like, no.
Screw the doctors.
I'm like, okay, right.
Do you enjoy running? Have you, like, found
I really do now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How did you when did you like start to enjoy
I
it?
started to run a lot last year during COVID because the gyms were closed,
Right.
Yeah.
right? So then I used to run. I used to like mix up my training, and I would do like 300 push-ups. I'd run a mile, just like whatever. And then after the operation, I went to the gym. I started going back to the gym in January, and then I started picking up boxing and Muay Thai, which I did forever. And then, I don't know. Well, I shouldn't say this. Like, I'll say it. But
It's all right.
apparently I have a hernia.
Oh, I had one of those.
So
I had one too.
I
yeah.
stopped boxing and doing Muay Thai, and I just started running.
Just replaced it with
yeah,
a
I
full
just replaced it
marathon.
with full out running. That was it. And then, so yeah, that's why my doctors tell me not to run. But
Yeah.
I, don't
I have
really
a hernia
listen
too.
to
It's
that. Yeah,
fine.
it
Everyone
is what
has
it
one.
is. It's fine.
Run it off.
Yeah, I'll run it off. Yeah.
So-
Like, it's not good. I'm like, it's fine.
Could be
Please.
all right. You made it through all this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
seriously.
Roslyn Social, I hope the next couple of years are smooth sailings. I think it will be. I don't know what else you
it
can
can be
deal
thrown your
with.
way.
You had Hurricane
What's
Sandy
worse,
at
right?
Russo's on the Bay.
What's
Maybe you're
worse?
bad luck, Nick.
Maybe.
Do you have any plans for Jericho Social or another restaurant? Or
Always plans to expand. I don't know. Like, Roslyn Social is based off of the vibe, really.
Yeah.
Like, Roslyn Social is a vibe. That's what I say all the
Definitely.
time. Like, you walk in there and you feel the music. It's the lighting. It's the decor. It's the people.
Yeah.
You
It's
know?
a really fun. Anyone
Yeah,
thinking
so-
for a date night?
So I
too?
mean, the building itself is unique for where it is. Like, you'll never find I won't find another building like that.
Yeah.
with
it's
a
cool.
rooftop and in a town where it is.
Mhm.
So I don't think Roslyn Social would be expanded to be another something social.
Yeah.
Because
It's unique, yeah.
it's unique to where
Yeah.
it is. But definitely always looking to open up things and move forward because why not, right?
Other
It's-
towns, yeah.
I'm competitive.
Exactly.
Crazy.
Me and Ruby were saying when we were there, it's only 25 minutes away from Montauk, 20 minutes. I literally felt like we were on vacation.
Huh.
Like Roslyn's totally, it's like it's old school. It's like, it's kind of like you're in the Poconos a little bit. Like
Yeah.
it's really, really
Well, the
nice.
thing about that too, which is funny, is that in the summer, it's a little bit slower
Yeah.
for us, but it's not as slow as you'd think because a lot of people go there.
Yeah.
Like
It's
it's,
like a
kind of
true
like a
destination. Yeah,
destination for
definitely.
people to go. Like they go to. There's a lot of historic things in that area.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mansions up in wherever you are, Sands Point and even Brookville and stuff like that. And Roslyn is a historic
Yeah.
town.
Yeah. If you're looking
Village.
for like a little one night vacation, you don't even have to leave Long Island.
Yeah,
Really.
no, yeah.
And go to Roslyn Social.
Because the people from Roslyn that go, let's say, to the Hamptons,
Yeah.
they get out. But there are other people that just come in.
Yeah. It's
Right.
great.
So it's kind of like a little replacement almost.
Mm.
So
What are you most proud of at your tenure there at Roslyn Social?
at Roslyn Social,
Yeah.
coming through COVID, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
making it through, right?
I mean, you know what though? Let's go to the competitive part.
Yeah.
I enjoyed. This is gonna sound sick, but I enjoyed COVID
Yeah.
because like I enjoyed the challenge of trying to figure out how to not fail.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and that was something that I think everyone that was around me kind of like felt that because I was like, there's no way that
Yeah.
I could lock the door, but I'm not going to, and like this is a challenge that nobody ever had to deal with,
Yeah.
right, in this business, that we know, I hopefully never again, but it was something new to everyone, and I took it as that, like this is like a challenge that if you get through this, like I mean,
Yeah.
what else? What could be worse,
Exactly.
than this? Than the entire world shutting down,
Yeah.
and the government and people in power telling you that you can't run your business
Yeah. Earn a living. yeah.
the way you want to do it.
I know what
you
you
know?
mean. It is kind of like everyone, us, and everyone is proud to have gotten through it.
Yeah, if
And
you get
if-
through it, it's it's a proud thing.
Yeah.
To still be here and still open and going. Listen, at any of the restaurants that went out, obviously I feel bad for, and I understand a lot of the owners that were like, screw it, like,
Yeah,
I don't,
yeah.
I don't want, I get it, I
Mhm.
understand that.
Hell yeah.
If it happened again, I mean, I think there'd be a lot more people that said screw it too, because
Yeah.
why you want to what do you want to deal with that for?
Yeah.
It's hard enough, the business.
Exactly.
And then to deal with this crazy thing. But, again, like you were saying, if you get through it and you got through it, it's a proud moment. I don't think that was going to be the proud moment that I thought I would
Yeah.
have opening a restaurant. Yeah, I got through it. The world shut down, but
Yeah.
I'm still here,
Yeah.
proud of that. But honestly, it's that and it's the people that that I came into contact with,
Mhm.
and now people that I didn't know before that are, you know, my friends, and the opportunity that I got to, you know, reach out and raise money and you know, fundraise and you know, St. John's baseball, like, you know, the field, I sponsor I have a thing on the wall, which is cool. Like,
Yeah.
you know, Roslyn Social kind of going out there, and it gives me the platform and to reach out to people.
Yeah.
You know, I like that. So
For sure. All right, so we have
Awesome.
one question. We'll wrap up. I know I stole you on this beautiful day, but we appreciate you being here,
you got
everyone.
slushies.
No more slushies.
We'll dust them off for you.
Nick Luisi, everyone from Roslyn Social again. But one last question, so we ask everyone: if you could host a concert, it would be who would be your headliner? Who would be your opening act? Dead or alive? Any budget? And you have a VIP table of 4, so it's you and 3 guests. Dead, alive, anyone. Go.
Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra. He's the headliner.
Headliner.
He's the headliner,
Yeah.
obviously. I'm gonna go with Sal.
Opening by
I want to
Sal.
see
Okay.
Sal.
That's it.
I want to see Sal.
Yeah.
I want to see Sal leading into Sinatra. That'd be nice.
That'd be great, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
And then
3
who could I
guests.
sit down with?
Yeah.
Probably my grandfathers and my dad.
Nice.
That's it.
Aw,
Awesome.
family man at
Keep
heart.
the
You see that?
family, and that's
No
it.
one else has said that, by the
yeah,
way.
I don't. So it's just the men. That's,
Yeah.
that's the men. You know?
True family
The
man.
men in
right
the
there.
family. That's it.
All right, Nick. Thank
Love
you so
that.
much.
Well,
I
thank
love
you.
talking to you.
It's been
love-
awesome. Good luck for the marathon.
Thank
Can
you.
we sponsor you? Are you doing it for?
Yeah, it's for the Kidney Foundation.
Awesome.
So
Just trying to
it's-
get one back.
Yeah. I actually have my sister bought me a little kidney necklace.
Oh,
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
that's cute.
It's for the Kidney Foundation, so you know it's gonna be a nice little thing.
Nice.
So
Awesome. And if anyone's trying to find Roslyn Social or anything on Instagram, what are those tags or websites?
Roslyn Social at Roslyn Social, and my personal How You Do Nikki Lou,
There you go.
and you can, you know, if you obviously for the marathon, you know, we're raising funds for that, so the link is on there. So yeah, I mean, you know, it's gonna be a fun thing. I have something September 1st. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll do a nice fundraiser.
All right.
So-
Awesome. 8-minute
At
miles,
Roslyn
nothing
Social.
less.
At
Nothing
Roslyn
more.
Social.
All right. We got to come down again. I'm looking forward to it.
And a birthday party.
All right. Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Nick.
Nick.
It was great talking to you.
Thank you guys.